Hi everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Naomi Dickerson. I'm the Renew Wellbeing Advocate for South Wales, and I've just been asked to give you an update on how things are going. But I thought I'd start this video by just taking you on one of my walks along the Brecon and Monmouthshire Canal. I wanted to take the opportunity to check in with you and ask, how are you doing at the moment, and in what ways are you tending to your well-being? Going for a daily walk along the canal is one of the ways that I tend to my well-being. It gives me the opportunity to keep active, to take notice and to connect, particularly with God, as I like to use these times to pray. 3 of the 5 ways to well-being. The other 2 being giving and learning. And as I've been down here and I've been taking notice, I've seen so much wildlife, particularly some kingfishers, which have given me great delight. Taking the time to check in with our emotional and mental well-being is always important, but never more so than at the moment. And so I'd just like to ask you 2 questions. How are you feeling and processing all that we're experiencing at the moment? And what one way could you commit to looking after your well-being this week? It could be anything you enjoy doing, reading a book, going for a cycle, listening to some music, just something that gives you the space to look after you. It's really good to look after our own well-being, but sometimes it's easier to do this in community, where we can encourage and support one another. And my main role as Renew Wellbeing Advocate is to work with churches within South Wales to help facilitate the setting up of simple, safe, sustainable spaces where it's okay not to be okay, where people can share hobbies and activities, as well as prayer rhythms and habits. Since I started the role in September, 8 churches have expressed an interest in finding out what a Renew space might look like for them. I've really enjoyed meeting with local ministers and leadership teams to see how the Renew vision can complement the great work that is already being done within local communities. And the exciting news is that Renew Shalom, which will be run by Salem Tongteg, is set to launch on the 1st of March, COVID restrictions allowing. Now, if you're sat there not really sure what Renew Wellbeing is all about, but would like to know, or maybe you know a little bit but would like to find out more, then there are a few ways you can do this. You can email me at renew@swba.org.uk. You can visit the charity's website, renewwellbeing.org.uk. You can come to the next introduction to Renew Wellbeing, which will be on the afternoon of Wednesday, the 11th of February at 2 o'clock on Zoom. Or you can read the book, Slow Down, Show Up and Pray, which has just recently been released. And you may have come across it already, as it's one of the books in the Big Church Read this year. It's written by Ruth Rice, the director of the charity, and contains the whole Renew story and some examples of different ways churches have set up their own spaces. Ruth and I will then be running a session that will give you all the information and training you'll need to set up your own space. And this will take place on Zoom on Saturday, the 27th of February, 9:30 till 12:30. By coming to this, you are not signing up to run your own space, but you will have all the information you need should you decide that this is something that is right for your church. This session will be open to ministers, leadership teams, and any volunteers that you think might be interested. There will be plenty of time given to answering any questions you may have, but it would be helpful if you have at least some understanding of what the charity is all about before attending. If you would be interested in this or the introduction to Renew Wellbeing, then please do email me, renew@swba.org.uk, or contact the association office and I'll send you the relevant links. More than ever, people are struggling with their mental health, and as the church, we have a great opportunity to step up and offer support to those in our fellowships and our communities who would really benefit from knowing that they're not alone in this. On one occasion, when I was praying about Renew Wellbeing in Wales, I had a picture of a lighthouse right in the middle of the sea being battered by waves, but it was still shining strong, helping people to navigate the storm. I thought at first this was a bit of an odd picture, as lighthouses are usually found at the top of the cliff, high above the waves. But then I was watching the TV programme Hidden Wales, and in one particular episode, Will Millard visited Whiteford Lighthouse in Swansea. It's an unusual cast iron lighthouse built in 1865, right in the heart of the sea. And it's still standing well over 100 years later, despite weathering all the storms and elements. It is the only one of its kind in Britain. And this made me think of the strong spiritual foundations in Welsh history, which put us in good standing to help people even in the troubled seas of mental health. We can be these lighthouses for people by simply doing the things that we do well, being present and journeying with people, praying alongside others and sharing the hope we have, whilst also partnering with mental health services, easing the pressure on them by us providing sustainable low-level support, and then signposting to them when needed. After all, we're not trying to become experts. A good friend of mine captured the picture that I had in this painting, and I pray in the months ahead there will be lighthouses springing up all across Wales as we attempt to bring an end to isolation and better mental well-being for all. As prayer is such an important element of what we do at Renew, I'd just like to leave you with our lunchtime prayer rhythm, which you are welcome to use as a resource if you find it helpful.